Hey guys, so today I have a nail polish haul. So I've actually had these for quite a while because I've been behind for so long. But I went Etsy shopping, well mostly Etsy, like 99% Etsy shopping not that long ago because back in the day, back in the early indie days, Etsy was pretty much where you went to find indie polishes. So I decided to go to Etsy and find some brands that I've either never heard of myself or just have heard of but haven't tried and could be found on Etsy. So all of these shops will be linked down below. I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 18 polishes here to show you, and let's get into it. So the first two are actually the ones that didn't come from Etsy. I thought I would get these out of the way first. These are from a brand called Whimsical Ideas by Pam, and back in, I'm gonna say back in the day a lot here. Back in the day, they were like one of the first ones that I saw anyway, that when circle glitter was the new cool thing. They had a polish that had circle glitter in it, and it was the first one that I had ever seen, and so I ordered it. Ordering from this brand is a little weird. You do have to go onto their Facebook page and you'll usually find a post of which ones are currently available, which ones are being discontinued, and then you have to email, and then you get a PayPal invoice, like email with your order. So it's a little bit different of an ordering process. I will say in like 6 years I've only ordered twice, but I've never had any issues. So the first one that I have here is called Sugar High, and this is a white curly base that is loaded with those little semi-transparent rainbow glitters. I have been staring at this for a really long time, and I'm gonna be 100% with you guys here. I struggled with whether I should just like secretly make this for myself and not like tell anybody, because I could make it. But I decided that that was probably, even if it was like in secret and nobody knew, I would still kind of like feel bad about not supporting the brand. So I picked this one up, and then while I was there, I picked up a couple more. This one is Galentine's Day. This is a super sparkly, almost like goldish copper base with a bunch of pink, like light pink, and copper glitters mixed in. And then Sweet Spots is a pink curly base. I think this and Galentine's Day obviously were Valentine's Day polishes, but Sweet Spots is a pink curly base with a ton of red glitter in there and then a really light pink shimmer. And I'll link the Facebook, since it isn't really like a website, I'll link the Facebook page down below for that brand. The next polishes I picked up were from Frankenstein Nail Polish, and I got one, and it came with like a little bonus mini. So the first one is Upchuckles The Clown, which is a very milky, like semi-sheer curly base with a ton of chunky rainbow glitter and these big white squares in it. And then it came with Kaleidoscope, which is this little mini that is like a really fine scattered holographic, and then again a little rainbow, like random rainbow glitters in there. And I put this over whatever that sage green was from the OPI Peru collection. Was it Ayahuasca made me do it, I think. What I really liked about this brand is that they sent the polishes in these little plastic bags so that if there was casualty, it wouldn't get all over the package, it wouldn't get all over the other polishes, which is a really good idea. And like, I know some people use bubble wrap bags, which generally will contain a mess, but not always. So I like the little extra protection here. The next one that I picked up is from COMET Vomit. And this is, don't be like weirded out by this super weird bottle. I chose this. There were like multiple bottle choices. You could get like a regular bottle, you could get a clear bottle that's tall like this, or you could get the brown tall bottle, and I just thought it was kind of unusual, so I just went with like the weirdest bottle that they had. I wouldn't suggest going with these bottles because the cap, I mean, you've got like this little tiny cap to hang on to and a really long stem, and it's not super easy to apply these. So looking at this out of the bottle, I thought it was going to be a little bit thick, a little bit stringy, but when I actually swatched it, it swatched totally fine. So this is another like off-white milky base, but it has really tiny red metallic glitters in it. And this is called Dreamy Jelly Donuts. And the COMET Vomit polish also came in a holographic bubble mailer, which I normally would not have kept, but kept it to show you guys because this was wildly aesthetically pleasing when I opened up my mailbox. The next two that I picked up are from Black Dahlia Lacquer, and I've heard of this brand, I've just never tried this brand, and I came across it on the Etsy. I'm 90. So I came across it on the Etsy, and decided that since I'm Etsy shopping, now's my chance to try this brand. So I picked up Rosebud, which is this really light, kind of dusty blue acrylic base with a ton of little orange flakes, little silver flakes, and then some kind of silver shimmer running throughout it. And these have like a really tall, really thick, hardy bottle. And the other one that I picked up is Olaf's Snowflowers, and this is a kind of nude acrylic base with a ton of silver holographic glitter, gold holographic glitter, and then like these larger gold glitters. This one, okay, there's quite a few like acrylics, big, chunky, glitter heavy polishes in here. They are going to be very textured. They are even going to be a little bit of a pain to put on. It's kind of just the nature of these, like, I guess they're not all this style, but like old school indie style. They're just a little bit more finicky to get on the nail. This was one that was like really, really textured after a couple of coats, but it did smooth out with top coat, but it's just something to be aware of. When you have this much glitter, you want to get this kind of look out of a polish. You want the coverage to come from the glitter and not so much from the base. It's going to be more textured and a little bit more difficult to deal with. So this next one is from a brand called BEEFAE, I hope, Cosmetics, and this is, oh boy, okay, I'm gonna look up my Etsy page, like my order history, because this doesn't have a name on it. Okay, this is called Of Gods and Goldfish. That's awesome. Okay, so this is an orange jelly base with a bunch of orange glitter, micro glitter in different sizes, and then like little tiny green glitters in there as well. This was another one that's going to be very textured when it dries because you do get most of your coverage from the glitter, but I liked this. I was actually kind of nervous to even do this video because I was afraid that I was going to get some kind of like subpar polishes, and I didn't want to like trash a tiny brand on a video, but I also didn't want to just like not tell you if it's not good. But honestly, I really liked all of them. I was very like relieved when I actually when I sat down and swatched all of these. There was like this huge wave of like once I was done, and they all like turned out really good. So the next polish is from Sonoma Nail Art, and this is called Flippin Out, and this is a yellowy green acrylic base with some like lighter green metallic glitter, little like lime green diamonds, and then some white hex glitters in there as well. The next one, and this is actually, let's do these two next because these are the other two brands that I had heard of but haven't tried. This one is Pop Nail Polish, and this is called, oh, good lord, Before He Came Down, It Never Snowed, and After It Did. So this is this like very ethereal looking, silvery, icy blue polish with a ton of gold shimmer, and looks like little like color shifting iridescent flakies in there as well. This one is the only one that I had a slight issue with. I just found that those iridescent flakies don't always lay flat. Sometimes they just get like really crinkled up and weird. And I had a few that were like that I took some tweezers and actually like picked off of my nail because they stuck up so much that even the top coat wasn't gonna help. But this is such a pretty color, like I don't know if that's really worth complaining about. Because it took like 2 seconds to just pick them right off. So the next polish is from what I believe is J. Rhine Cosmetics. I'm not really sure, but this is Calliope, and this is this really cool, it's a holographic polish, and it's super shifty between like green and gold and red. Really, really neat polish. Might be my favorite out of the bunch actually, and I know for sure it was like the one I was the most excited to get. Okay, the next one is from Splattered Paint Lacquer, and this is called Spring Thaw. This has, it's a darker gray jelly base, but it's a very sheer darker gray jelly base, so it looks darker in the bottle, but when it goes on your nails, it's not like super dark. And this has just a bunch of different sizes of silver, holographic, and what looks like either matte gray or just like non-holographic silver. It's kind of hard to tell in the bottle. This is another one that's going to be considerably chunky on the nails. Gonna take a lot of scrubbing to get off, but that's like what happens when you have a lot of glitter. So the next polish is from Mrs. Smith, and this is, ooh, I think it's called Lulu. There's a sticker on the back that says Lulu. I'm gonna double check on my orders though. I'm not sure this one has a name. The listing just says bronze ultra chrome nail polish, golden brown micro hollow chameleon nail polish, copper glitter gold flake nail polish, multi-chromatic metallic. So this is from Mrs. Smith, and this is, it's a kind of similar to Calliope in that it's got that kind of similar shift to it, but this has some multi-chrome flakies in it and just a little bit more like larger particled shimmer. So it doesn't, this is like really smooth and really holographic, and then this is a little bit more scattered and a little bit more I don't know how to describe it because it doesn't look like there's a ton, if any, of holographic anything in here, but it doesn't just look as smooth. It looks a little bit more shimmery, a little bit more scattered. And the last polish is from Glimmer by Erica, and this is called Watcher on the Wall. It's a black jelly base with silver, looks like silver hexes, some really light blue hexes, and then there's some silver circles in here as well, but I don't recall getting silver circles out in my swatch. I will see. I did have a little bit of an issue with this one. I did find that the base is just a little bit too dark and the glitter didn't stand out very well. It's great for opacity, but not so great for like really being able to see your glitters. So with the circle glitters like that, they are really, really large. If they're not coming out, it's not a flaw in the polish. Actually, the biggest thing is my issue, because if I had swatched this, if I had known that I looked closely at this and known that there were circle glitters in here, I could have gotten them out in the swatch. You just have to set the bottle upside down for a little bit. You can let those circle glitters get closer to the brush, and then you can get them out. I didn't do that because I didn't realize, I don't think, that there were any in here. So that's my bad. Those aren't impossible to get out, they just do take a little bit more work because they're just a heavy glitter. When you pull the brush out, they're going to want to fall off the brush first before anything else because they're so much heavier. So just a little bit more work for large glitters like that. So I liked this. It was definitely wearable. I just did feel like the base was a little bit too opaque. So that is my Etsy haul. Again, I will link all of those sellers and the Etsy pages and all that stuff where you can find these down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.